Okay, guys, this is pre-fill. So in this particular incident, we're gonna pre-fill with some Deer Bond 90, the bag stuff. You've already seen the water in the bucket, and we're gonna mix it out to a creamy texture. It mixes out extremely creamy, but it hardens extremely hard. So the creaminess shouldn't be a problem. It should come out creamy and not lumpy. The creamier the better because you're handling the material in a more smooth form factor. So if you have a drill and a bucket of this style, it's a good idea to get the machine to do all the hard work. You're gonna test it out and just get a feel of it to see how thick it is. You want it to be semi-thick, more like peanut butter thick. You want it to stick to your knife without falling off, and that is your pre-fill stage. After mixing the pre-fill material, you're gonna want to put it on the wall, and this usually fits this material usually just sits between the crack of the wall. So that's really the aim here, is to get that material in between the space where the drywall meets. So, and that's what I mean by the crack, any space where the drywall has been damaged, anywhere that needs to be filled out for preparation for the tape, that's what you're trying to aim for here. You're not trying to completely immerse the whole wall in it, just the cracks. So as you can see, the gap for the factory edge here is not completely filled, just the gap where the drywall meets. So you're not trying to fill the factory edge. You're not trying to fill the whole gap with a ton of this stuff. You're just trying to fill the cracks. And these are a couple of examples. Now, if you're doing a full-size house or a full-size room, again, it's just another graduation of filling a crack. Instead of filling a crack, you're filling all the cracks, one at a time. Doesn't matter the order, as long as the crack has completely been completely filled. You don't want spots. You want a complete fill. Another reason why the mud should be of the texture of peanut butter, because it allows you to put some support, but it allows the mud to completely fill the gap. All the gaps in the house should be filled. All the major gaps in the corners should be filled. And that's a prefill. That's the main thing to remember in prefill. So since this is prefill and this is the first step of the job, what you're trying to do is build up the levels of the drywall to a flat surface. This is an example here on the inside corner where you need to flatten it out with the material. Key point here is that the material doesn't always have to be Durabond 90, but if you're not going to use Durabond 90, you want to make sure that you've given it a nice thick fill that when dry is solid. It is the foundation, so the idea is to get the foundation as solid as possible. Here you'll notice that I'm doing the higher levels. I'm going up. I brought my ladder just for that reason. I'm doing all the high spots, and this is the approach. There's another example of filling in the corners. But at this level, you're trying to do the bottoms first and then the ceiling. A method to the madness is necessary. If you don't have a method to finishing the job, you'll never get to the end. So my method is to do the walls first and then the ceilings. And up here, as you can see, I'm paying attention to all the inside corners mainly. I'm paying attention to mainly all the flats. And again, a general methodology, just going from one point to another, from one point to another. This is a key factor to get the job done.